Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing my debt update for January 2023. So every month at the end of the month I'm planning to do a bit of a debt update. So if this is your first time to my channel, I currently have just over $68,000 in consumer debt, which spreads across some business debt, some credit cards, a personal loan and a family loan. And this is actually my very first month kind of tackling that debt. So this is step one of what's going to be a journey. But if you want to see all of those exact numbers about what I was able to pay off this month, continue watching. So this spreadsheet is just something I've put together so I can track what I've paid off and how much progress I've made at the end of every month. So my first debt that you can see here is my business debt. So at the beginning of January, my business debt was at $4,533.97. And this is the debt I am currently targeting. So all my extra money that I have is being thrown at this business debt. So for January, I was able to put $809.97 towards this debt. And the current balance left after that is $3,724. And that means for this month, so the next two rows I just mentioned, one is a monthly change and one is an overall change. So obviously because this is my first month ever tracking my debt, they're the exact same for this month. However, moving forward, they will be different. So the monthly change should always be a lot less than the overall change. But so for currently, both my monthly and my overall change means I'm down $809.97. And my overall progress so far in paying off this debt is 17.86% of the way there. So that means I've paid off, a really good chunk of that this month. So I'm very, very excited. I do also track my debt on some visual trackers. I might just pop them up on the screen like a before and after of me colouring those in just so you can see them. I do use my visual trackers on GoodNotes because I am completely digital with everything. So if you're interested in actually watching me colour them in, I can do that. However, I feel like it's a bit more difficult on GoodNotes because I'm zooming in, using highlighters to colour, cleaning them with rubber. It's just not as aesthetically pleasing as it is to watch people who do it on pen and paper. So I will just put them on the screen as mentioned. They're probably there already. And so for my business debt, I have this little game tracker. And because I was able to pay off so much this month, I was able to colour in 17 squares or 17 spaces. So that's exciting. My next debt that I have is my first credit card. So at the beginning of January, I owed $4,825.29. So this month, I was able to put $104.44 towards it. Now, I plan for this credit card and my next three is just to pay my minimum each month. So my minimum for this credit card is actually $100. However, towards the end of the month, on all three of my credit cards that I'm going to go over now, I put a few extra dollars towards them just so I can get to some whole numbers for my current balances, just because I like to do that. So that means my current balance for this credit card now is $4,780. So a nice whole number. And my monthly and overall change is minus $45.29. So this really kind of motivated me when I saw this, how much interest is being taken out. Because I paid $104 and yet only $45 less is what I owe. So that is a bunch of interest. I think when you don't track things, I personally just wasn't aware. So this was definitely an eye-opener. And progress-wise, I'm just under 1% towards paying this credit card off. Now, my visual tracker that I use for this is this one I'll flash on the screen. It's got some credit cards and some balloons. However, to be able to colour in anything on this tracker, I actually needed to have gone down $49, which I haven't. So we won't get to colour anything in on that one today, but hopefully we should next month. My next debt is my second credit card. So at the beginning of the year, I owed $5,850. My minimum payment is $115. However, with my few extra dollars, I did end up paying $123.14. So that my current balance is now $5,780, which once again is that much easier to read whole number. And after the interest came out, my monthly change or overall change was minus $70. And that means I'm 1.2% of the way to paying off this debt. So that is nice. Once again, for this credit card tracker, I'll put on the screen the visual tracker I'm planning to use. However, To be able to colour anything off, I did have to pay off $195, so I haven't met that yet. So we will save this one to hopefully next month or maybe March if needed. My third credit card started off the year at $8,736.79. My minimum payment is $275. However, with the few extra dollars I've entered these credit cards, I paid off $277.90, meaning my nice whole number balance is $8,600. And after the interest payment, I paid off $136.79 for progress of 1.57%. So yeah, once again, that interest, like half of that money is just going to interest, which is insane. So this has been completely eye-opening to me this first month of tracking all of this. Now the visual tracker I use for this one is the detrust chart, which you can see. And for this, I need to pay off $44 for each individual piece, which means I get to colour in 3 pieces, as you can see I have done in that bottom right corner. Moving along, next I have my personal loan. So on the 1st of January, I owed $19,124.07. Now this one here, I'm not putting any extra towards at the moment at all. This does get deducted from my pay, like on payday, not from my, I guess from my bank account on payday. But I guess, so usually it's $213.90 and I do get paid every 2 weeks. However, just the way my pay lined up, I did get kind of a paycheck right at the end of December. So this ended up coming out 3 times in January. So it is more than usual for this one. So instead of around the $400 mark, I actually ended up paying $641.70 towards this. But usually that will be more around $400 and something. But that means now that loan is down to $18,685.29. And my overall change after the interest came out is $438.80. And my progress towards paying that off is 2.29. So that is a good change. This family loan, so with this one, as I've said on previous videos, back to personal loan, my tracker for that one is a game chart, which you can see on the screen. I get to colour in 2 squares this time, as you can see. I think for this one I'm planning to do a bit of a rainbow theme. Back to family loan, $25,000. I'm not actually paying anything on this at the moment, but those payments will start up around mid this year. But for now, while I'm trying to get paid off some of the higher interest debt, I'm putting nothing towards it, so the balance is still $25,000, and obviously the change is 0 and the progress is 0. Yep, so for my family loan, obviously because I paid nothing off, we don't get to colour anything in our chart, but the chart I will be using is on the screen, just in case you're interested. So now they are all of my debts that I have, all my individual debts, and then I do have here just some totals. So in total, on January 1st, my debt, as I said, was just over $68,000. And all of the total that I paid towards debt this month was $1,957.15. So almost $2,000, which is incredible. Incredible that I was able to pay that much, but also very sad that I'm needing to put that money towards debt. I would like to not be putting that money towards debt at some point, because just even thinking about what I can do with $2,000 extra a month is incredible. So anyway, my current balance now is down to $66,569.27. So I was super excited when I saw that, because we completely skipped the 67,000 mark. So I was happy with that, which means in what I was able to pay off this month after interest was taken out was $1,500.87. So the fact we were just over that $1,500 was very, very exciting also. And my overall progress, we are 2.2% of the way to getting all of this debt completely cleared off. Now, I do have a tracker for this one, so it says I am debt-free tracker, and each space in here is worth $681, and as you can see, I've coloured in 2 little purple ones up on the top eye. And the last way I'm kind of tracking this debt is through a graph. So I do have a graph here, which is not showing us much at the moment because it's obviously only my starting balance and then January, but what I'm hoping over time is that you can see this, steadily go down and kind of see the bumps and that, where some months I might pay off more, some months pay off less, but hopefully overall a steady decline. So that is kind of my debt update for January. I'm happy that, I'm lower than I was at the beginning of the month, and also really excited that I was able to put a little bit more towards debt than I thought I would. If you have any comments or anything how I could present this information differently, please let me know. I'm very, very open to suggestions. But otherwise, I'll hopefully see you in another video. Bye.